I like it when everyone laughs. Chapter 1. The Giggle Inside. Once upon a time, in a small town painted with sunshine and birdsong, there lived a 4-year-old girl named Lila. Lila was tiny, with soft curly hair that bounced when she ran, and bright eyes that twinkled like morning dew. But the most special thing about Lila was not her hair or her eyes. It was her laugh. Her laugh was not quiet. It was not shy. It was a bubbling, sparkling laugh that sounded like 100 tiny bells ringing at once. Whenever Lila laughed, even the grumpiest cat on the street would twitch its whiskers in surprise. One morning, Lila woke up and whispered to her favorite stuffed bunny, Mr. Whiskers,
"I like it when everyone laughs. Today I'm going to share my giggles with the world."
Mr. Whiskers didn't answer, of course. But Lila imagined he nodded very seriously, as stuffed bunnies always do. So, Lila set out into the world to sprinkle laughter everywhere she went. Chapter 2. The Bakery Giggles. Her first stop was Mrs. Crumble's bakery at the corner of the street. The bakery smelled of warm bread, sweet honey buns, and cinnamon swirls. But today, Mrs. Crumble's face looked like a wrinkled lemon.
"Oh dear,
sighed Mrs. Crumble, wiping flour from her apron.
the bread dough is too sticky and the oven is too hot. Nothing is working right."
Lila tilted her head.
"Mrs. Crumble, would you like to hear a joke?"
The baker blinked.
"A joke? Oh, child, I don't have time for—"
But before she could finish, Lila held up a round bread roll and said,
"Why did the bread roll take a nap?"
Mrs. Crumble raised an eyebrow.
"Why?"
"Because it was loafing around."
Lila burst into a bubbly laugh, hugging her tummy. For a moment, Mrs. Crumble stood still. Then her lips twitched, her shoulders shook, and finally she laughed. Her laugh was deep and warm, like the rumble of an oven door opening.
"Ha! Loafing around. Oh, that's good, my sweet girl."
Even the customers waiting in line started chuckling. The grumpy morning air turned soft and cozy, like freshly baked bread. Lila skipped out of the bakery, proud. One place had been sprinkled with laughter. Many more to go. Chapter 3. The Park of Long Faces. The next stop was the park. But instead of the usual cheer, the park was filled with long, droopy faces. The children were sitting quietly on the swings, their feet dragging in the dirt. The dogs weren't barking or chasing balls. Even the ducks in the pond floated silently, like sleepy boats.
"What's wrong?"
Lila asked a little boy sitting by the slide. He pouted.
"We can't play soccer. The ball popped." "Oh,
Lila said, tapping her chin.
no ball, no problem."
She hopped to the middle of the playground, spread her arms wide, and shouted,
"Welcome to the silly soccer show. Today, the ball will be me."
And before anyone could blink, Lila curled into a ball shape and rolled across the grass, giggling wildly. The children stared. One girl gasped. A second later, the first giggle escaped. Then another. Soon the whole playground was roaring with laughter. "Pass Lila the ball!" someone cried. "Kick the giggle ball!" shouted another. Dogs barked joyfully, chasing her in circles. Ducks quacked and flapped as though cheering. The whole park turned into a carnival of laughter. Finally, Lila flopped onto the grass, dizzy but happy.
See?
She said between giggles.
Who needs a soccer ball when you have laughter?
The children clapped. The grown-ups watching smiled. Even the ducks quacked a noisy, quacky laugh. Chapter 4. The Library's Quiet Gloom. By the afternoon, Lila tiptoed into the library. Libraries, of course, are usually quiet, but this time, the quiet felt heavy, like a rain cloud about to burst. Mrs. Stern, the librarian, sat at her desk frowning at a giant pile of books.
Oh dear,
She muttered.
all the storybooks are mixed up. The dragon stories are with the princess stories. The animal stories are with the space stories. I'll never sort them in time.
Lila's eyes sparkled. She whispered to herself.
Maybe the books need to laugh too.
She picked up a giant fairy tale book, opened it, and pretended the characters inside were talking.
Excuse me,
Said the dragon in a squeaky voice.
but I'd like to try wearing the princess's crown, please.
She switched to another voice, higher and wobbly.
No, Mr. Dragon. You'll burn the cupcakes at the royal party.
Children nearby peeked over their books. A little giggle escaped, then another. Soon the whole reading corner was full of children snickering as Lila made dragons sneeze out glitter and princesses ride bicycles instead of carriages. Even Mrs. Stern, who hadn't laughed in years, chuckled softly behind her desk.
Oh my, that's very silly indeed.
When Lila finally put the book down, the gloomy cloud was gone. The library was still quiet, but a warm, happy quiet, like the hush after a good giggle. Chapter 5. The Rainy Surprise. Later that day, dark clouds gathered. Rain began to patter on the streets. People hurried under umbrellas, their faces scrunched in annoyance. Lila stood and looking around. Everyone seemed cross. She thought, this is the perfect time for a laughter storm. She splashed into the biggest puddle with a giant splash. Water flew everywhere, landing on her own nose and making her sneeze.
Achoo, splash, oop.
2 children nearby burst out laughing. Lila twirled in circles, jumping from puddle to puddle, shouting silly words.
Splish, splash, doodle, dash. Puddle, pie, bubble, fly.
The grown-ups tried not to smile, but their lips curled anyway. Soon umbrellas were tilting, and people were laughing in the rain. The whole street turned into a giggling puddle parade. Chapter 6. The Evening Gathering. By evening, Lila was tired. She trudged home with Mr. Whiskers tucked under her arm.
Phew, I spread lots of laughter today.
She yawned. When she reached her house, she found a surprise. The bakery lady, the children from the park, the librarian, and even some of the rainy day strangers were waiting for her on the porch.
We wanted to say thank you, Lila,
said Mrs. Crumble, holding a basket of cookies.
You reminded us that laughter is the best kind of magic.
The children clapped and cheered. One boy shouted,
You're the giggle princess.
Lila's cheeks turned rosy.
I just like it when everyone laughs, she said softly.
Her papa scooped her up and gave her a hug.
And you did just that, my little giggle maker.
That night, as Lila snuggled in bed with Mr. Whiskers, she whispered,
Laughter makes hearts lighter, doesn't it?
Mr. Whiskers, of course, stayed quiet. But Lila imagined he smiled and before long, she drifted into dreams filled with giggles, puddle parades, and talking dragons wearing crowns.